Joining me now, Democratic House Congressman Peter DeFazio of Oregon. He's also the chairman of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Congressman, that committee is where so much of the action is going to be. Thanks for being with us on a Saturday night. I want to start with the I-40 bridge over the Mississippi River that connects Arkansas and Tennessee. Just yesterday, that massive line of barges was allowed to start passing under the damaged section, and it's still closed to cars. It's a major artery for drivers as well as the transportation of goods. How many other bridges and roads in the U.S. could be in this potentially dangerous state of disrepair?
We've got 40,000 National Highway System bridges that are either need substantial repair or replacement. 40% of the National Highway System is degraded to the point where you can't just resurface it, you have to rebuild it. $100 billion backlog to bring transit up to a state of good repair. We're living off the legacy of Dwight David Eisenhower. And actually, some of our most critical infrastructure dates back to Teddy Roosevelt and to Ulysses S. Grant. These things do wear out, and when they fail, the economic costs are phenomenal. That's why we cannot not do this. I mean, it's like, oh, it's too expensive, you get this and what. No, it has to get done.
So you say it has to get done, and now it's about sorting out what the price tag is going to be and what exactly is going to get done. It's not just Republicans who've balked at the price tag of President Biden's plan, $2.3 trillion. We know that Democratic Senator Joe Manchin has said that he wants that bill to focus on traditional projects like roads, bridges, and that the price tag should be lower. So I'm curious how that reality is going to guide your work on an infrastructure bill as you all start to put that together, knowing it's going to have to pass in the Senate if they don't go with a reconciliation route.
Well, I have to reauthorize service transportation by October 1st. It expires. That is roads, bridges, highways, transit. I'm also, we need, my bill includes rail. It also includes the first significant federal investment in wastewater. We haven't reauthorized the federal wastewater program since 1988. And we have sewers back up into people's homes. Water mains blast open and flood streets. Bridges crack or fall down, even worse. This is essentially a crisis, but the opportunity here is phenomenal. We can rebuild it more resilient to climate change, to sea level rise, rebuild it with new materials that are more carbon friendly. We can electrify it in terms of the National Highway Network as we rebuild it and deal with our largest source of carbon pollution. And we're going to create a couple of million jobs doing this. People say, oh, the economy's overheating. No, we're still 8 million jobs below where we were before the COVID crisis.
But there's this debate going on, a lot of debates on Capitol Hill, but particularly with the infrastructure bill. What is infrastructure, right? And I've talked to Republicans who are critical of the fact that that Democrats and President Biden want this bill to include, home care and child care, that sort of thing. They want it more focused on roads, bridges, some of the things you were just talking about. Where do you come down on what is infrastructure? What is infrastructure to you?
Well, I just talked about my jurisdiction, but it goes beyond that. It goes to broadband. It goes to drinking water. It goes to, the issue of childcare. We've got a heck of a lot of single parent families out there. We use, women in the workforce are critical to the future of America. And, if they can't afford childcare, they can't find decent childcare, they can't get into the workforce. So that, I think, is a key component. My background happens to be in gerontology, and we're pathetic in the way we treat our seniors, to tell the truth. We'll pay to institutionalize them, but we won't pay to keep them in their homes. So I think the president's plan would be an extraordinary benefit to the whole country, to all the American people, but it also is very much focused on the things I talked about, hard infrastructure that will move people and goods more efficiently, and not have more failed bridges or, pipelines that are locked up or, water mains that blow up. Wooden water mains, seriously? We still have some leading into New York City, built in the 1800s.
They've hung on for a while.